Hello, it's Steve here again from the Studio One Soapbox. And in today's video, I want to carry on with part 3 of our series, Analog Mixing in the Box. Now today I want to talk about something that could be classed as highly controversial, but I hope by the end of the video I will have proved something to you and you will at least go away and try this in your own DAW. You don't have to have Studio One to do it, you can use any other DAW, but Studio One kindly has the splitter, and thankfully Personas have given that option because it's fantastic, and I would urge more people to make good use of the splitter. It's a fantastic tool and something that makes complicated things very easy within your DAW. So here's what I want to say. If you're still using stereo instances of your plugins on your MasterBus or your main outs, your 2-bus, whatever you want to call it, I want to urge you right now to stop. Now, why would I say to you, don't be using stereo plugins on your MasterBus or your main outs? The reason is this. Back in the day of analog consoles, the main MasterBus or the main MasterBus compressor was not stereo. That channel was never stereo. It was in fact a dual mono channel. So this meant that the left and the right channels both worked independently of each other and one didn't really affect the other. Now, when it comes to the digital age, we all have a stereo master bus, totally against everything to do with analog consoles, and we use stereo plugins on that stereo master bus. I think we'll all agree we all do that. Well, what I want to urge you and show you in the video today is to stop doing that, but create a dual mono master bus, a dual mono main out, whatever one is the last in your chain, whatever bus is the last in the chain where all your channels are going to. And I'm going to demonstrate to you why you would want to do that, because the main argument is this, that analog recordings have more depth, more width, and more instrument separation, and that digital recordings just don't have that without serious manipulation. But what I want to show you that it is indeed straightforward, and you can create the same depth, the same width, the same stereo separation within the digital DAW, and it's just that we have been using it wrong all this time. We do not want to have a stereo master bus, neither do we want to use stereo master bus plugins on that bus. So here we go in Studio One. I must say that I am at the edge of breakup of the CPU. There's so much running here. This is a very low computer that I do these little videos on, and bear with me if the video does break up a little. I apologize for the quality of that, but it'll still should be good enough to show you what I'm talking about, and I do urge you to go away and try this yourself. Even if you're skeptical, give it a go. You don't need Studio One to do it, although it is more difficult to create this in other DAWs, but it can be done. So at the minute, I have a splitter on my main outs. We'll just call it my master bus. The split mode is normal, which means that it's still a stereo, even though we look like we've got left and right split. It's not split until I click on channel split. That puts the left and the right separately out. But at normal, that is just as though I hadn't got a splitter on here at all. So down at the bottom, I have the Waves SSL MasterBus compressor, a stereo plugin. So let's play this, and we'll listen, as this is how most people would insert this plugin, and the normal mode would be ticked by default. Let's have a quick listen. Again, it may break up, and I apologize for that. Just bear with me. Here we go.
'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels okay. Anyway, the motion.
Okay, you can hear that. Sounds okay. You're like, what's wrong with that? I'm going to play it back now. And firstly, I'm going to split the channel, and you will hear that more of a separation and more of stereo width. Here we go.
'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels okay.
Let's split that channel.
Anyway, the motion of the ocean is calm before it's
Normal.
frozen. I'm on my own.
Split.
I'm in it for myself. I'm in it for myself. 'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels
Back to normal.
okay. Anyway, the motion of the ocean is calm before it's
Split.
frozen. I'm on my own.
Okay, so I think you can hear the difference there. Hopefully this will translate over YouTube. As I say, I urge you to try this yourself at home. So, when it's on normal, that's how most of us are using it. We have our stereo MasterBus or main outs. We normally throw on a stereo MasterBus compressor. And the normal mode is ticked. But as you can hear from even the little samples here, it sounds quite mono. We don't have the depth, we don't have the separation. Let's play it again.
I'm in it for myself.
Split.
I'm in it for myself. 'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels
Split.
okay. Anyway,
So even with that, you can hear that there is slightly more width, slightly more separation, because the left channel and the right channel are now split, working independently of each other. But wait, they're going through a stereo MasterBus. But you say to yourself, well, there is things such as this vertical, which if I move the button down to mono, creates a dual mono compressor. So would that not create two dual mono? We've got the channel split left and right. And if we turn on the vertical, both of these should be working independently of each other. Let's listen to that.
the motion of the ocean is calm before it's frozen. I'm on my own.
Like the stereo compressor.
I'm in it for myself. I'm in it for myself.
Mono.
'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels okay.
Stereo.
Anyway, the motion of the ocean is calm before it's frozen.
Okay, so even with that, I think you'll agree, it's still not great. We do have a little more separation, but there's still something not quite right. So let me go back to the SSL. We now have the channel split. Let's play that a little. And then what I'll do is turn off the stereo plugin and go for two mono instances of the same plugin, one on the left, one on the right, which allows the left and right channels to both work completely independently of each other. Here we go. Let's first start with the stereo instance, and I'll flick that off and go for the two mono and see if you can hear even more width, even more separation. And note, we're still in channel split mode.
I'm on my own.
Turn off the stereo.
For myself.
Two
I'm
mono.
in it for myself.
Do you hear how wide that
'Cause
stereo
I can
image
feel
got?
the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels okay. Anyway,
Turn it up back to
the
stereo.
motion of the ocean is calm before it's frozen. I'm on
Back to
my
mono.
own. I'm in it for myself. I'm in it for myself. 'Cause I can feel the quicksand. I'm sinking and it feels okay. Anyway, the motion of the ocean
Back to the
is calm
stereo.
before it's frozen. I'm on my own.
Go to the monos.
I'm in it for myself.
I think you'll agree that is massive, absolutely massive. There is your depth, there is your width, and there's your instrument separation. So I would urge you, go away, try this within your DAW. It is quite difficult to create in other DAWs like Pro Tools and others, but it can be done. Do try this, especially if you have Studio One. Try this in your other DAW, and please try to stop using stereo plugins, because on the Analogue console there was no stereo MasterBus, there was no stereo compressor. Everything was dual mono, and this is what we've created here with the splitter and the channel split. We now have things in dual mono, and these are all mono instances of plugins on that, instead of using a stereo bus. I should point out, if you use a stereo after the splitter, a stereo instance of any plugin, you will find you will narrow that image again. So you have to keep everything left and right completely separately. Make sure whatever you've done to the left, you make an exact copy for the right, as you don't want any imbalance. Should it be a compressor? Should it be a little EQ? Should it be anything else? Maybe a bit of saturation or whatever it is you're going to throw on there, a tape machine. Make sure the same settings have been used on the left and the right. So for instance, say I wanted to add in a tape. Let's see, hold on, if I could spell properly would help. Right, say we want to add a tape machine. So as you can see, it's come in here on the bottom. What I'll do is, I'll just call this so we can see. Slate Digital Virtual Tape Machine. So what I would do here, I would open it up. I would go for my settings, a 1/2 inch 2 track, yes, because it's a MasterBus. I like the old vintage 456 tape, and I might even go for 15 inches per second, just because it's old school vintage. Now, so say I have that on there, back to our splitter. So what I would do, I would drag that up, drop that on the left side, and if I hold down the Alt key, if you're on Windows, I'm not sure what that would be on a Mac, hold down Alt and drag that over, and that's it added to the left and the right channel. Now I could play a bit of that, but I doubt it would play very well. As I say, this little computer is near maxed out trying to run all of this and record it all at the same time. I do apologise for the audio quality, but I say, as I said earlier, I should say, do try this out. Try it out for yourself, because it mightn't come across on YouTube, but it's just to get this point over. No stereo plugins and no stereo MasterBus. Instead, we want a dual MasterBus, and we want to use mono instances on the left and on the right, just making sure that we have the exact same settings, so there's no imbalance there. And we will have beautiful separation, we will have beautiful depth, and you will even find instruments will have more separation, and you may not need to EQ as much to try and carve them a little spot in the mix. Try this out, create this from the start, I would say, and mix into it, and everything has, with that more depth, with that more separation, and with more width to your overall mix, would maybe make you mix in a totally different way. So thanks for joining me. Do try this out. Happy mixing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.